Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Maria, and this is my fourth Flosstube. And I usually record on Sundays, but today is a Tuesday, and last time I recorded on a Thursday, and it didn't get uploaded until Friday, or anyway. So I'm working my way back. Anyway, welcome to my channel. If you haven't been here before, and if you have, welcome back. I am a multi-crafter. I do a variety of different crafts. I do everything from quilting to cross stitch to knitting and everything in between. Most of the things that I do enjoy doing, though, have to do with um, needle and thread. So let's dive in. I have I've had two small finishes this last week, and let me show you. My first finish is from Plum Street Samplers. It is, oops, Wilhelmina, and this is stitched on, I believe, 36 count antique ivory with called for threads except for this one. And I apologize for the shadow. Can't seem to get the lighting right today. There you go. The called for threads except for the hill or the green, the two greens. Actually, this green is, I believe, 527, but don't quote me on that. I do have it written down somewhere if somebody wants to know. And I substituted endive in for what was called for on the hill and also the darker green of the leaves and stems of the flowers. Other than that, called for colors, and I'm ecstatic. I started this back in 2018, I believe, when it came out, but finished it this last week. My second finish I started also in 2018, and this is by Hands On Design. This is on either 32 or 36 count winter brew, and this is the called for colors. This is Tree Farm, and this is the White Christmas Tree Farm from Hands On Design. And I had most of this finished. I did not have the back stitching done around the limbs. I mean, around the words. Sorry. Anyway, excited to have that one done. And hopefully we'll be able to work on some more of those. So what else have I been working on? I have another finish. This one is not cross stitch related, but this is rather quilting related. And this is a quilt that I started back in the 90s. This was back before Adam was born, my son, who is now 20. It's taken out of this book called The Calico House. This is from Perth, Australia, and has a lot of interesting patterns in here, but this particular one caught my eye. This one is called Stars and Hearts. So it looks like that. Can't get all of it into the frame because of the size. It is square, but it looks like this. So excited to have this finally done. And I finished the quilt top a number of years ago, but had not put the borders on, the plaid border. I had purchased the border, but hadn't put it on. And then I also had this middle border in as well. These are all little piece stars. Aren't they cute? They're so tiny. They're about 3 inches, not even 3 inches square, and there are a gajillion of them. There's some repeats, but has all the colors that are in the quilt. Then the hearts depending on how you turn it, create a different shape. See? There's that one. And then there's one more. Only did one of these on the in the middle. It looks like that. I will try and insert some larger pictures of them right here. If I can do it. We'll see. Anyway, that is my quilt finish. I got that finished and bound last week or on Sunday of earlier. Anyway, my stitching related projects. I've been getting together online with friends. I created a Zoom group and we stitch together one night a week. And I am excited to be able to actually interact with people because since the shop has been closed, I'm not seeing too many people. And my one day out a week, other than just going for a walk every day, because I still am exercising, I don't get to see a lot of people. But anyway, the pattern that I'm working on is I change periodically, but I pulled out one that I had started last summer, actually last spring during Stitch Mania, and it's by Sam Sarah. It's called Happy Life. There are 3 parts, and this is the first part. Let's see if I have a picture of the full. Yes. Looks like this. Love this piece. It's bright and cheery and fun. And it says, on the off chance you won't live forever, you may as well be happy now. And that is my motto right here, right now. Let's be happy right now for the circumstances that we're in. Hey, as stitchers, we're getting to do a lot of stitching because we don't have a commute, a lot of us. So I had not gotten very far. I'll show you the thread and fabric. These are the fabric colors. I mean the thread colors. Stitched on 32 count Charlotte's Pink, I believe. And they're all Weeks Dye Works. I am using the called for colors. Aren't they pretty? They're so fun. And I had done just a little bit. I had done this and this little loop-de-loop here. Boy, that's hard to do when you're not looking at it. And then taking it up just a little bit here. Just single stitching. So when we were stitching the other night, I finished all of this. And it turned out really pretty. I have the inside to do, and then we'll move on to the next part. So what else is it? What is everybody else stitching on? I've been enjoying seeing pictures on Instagram and following people there, as well as on Friday Off the Grid and a couple other places. Then my Saturday stitch, I pulled this out last week. This was a birthday start. I have not officially done a sampler. But when I saw this last year, I knew I needed to have it. This is called A Savior's Praise. Most everybody has probably seen it. It is by Shakespeare's Peddler or Kitten Stitcher, Teresa Vanette. Love this piece. This is absolutely stunning to me. And since I didn't get very far on my birthday, I had only done like this little limb here and maybe down, just taking it down just a little bit. And I had to frog a bunch because I miscounted and stuff back then. But I have since, whoops, gotten a bit farther. This is 36 count fog. That's not quite right. What is it called? Sea Fog, 36 count Sea Fog by R&R. And it is going to be big. It is a big piece, but I am really enjoying this. And it's been very enjoyable to stitch on, and I'm looking forward to doing more. So that one I'm working on Saturdays. And I have not decided how I am storing my threads. I'm kind of experimenting. I had been using bobbins way back when, because I used to stitch back in the 80s, or late 80s, early 90s, like I said in my first video. But I don't like bobbinating my threads. It takes too long. So I had tried the thread tucks and did not care for that. So now I'm using the floss away bags. And if I have threads hanging out for the current thread that I'm working on, or if I'm switching between, I'm just using a little mat that I made with batting and fabric. The other piece that I worked on, this I worked on yesterday, and this is Descending Order by Long Dog Samplers. I may actually pull this out more than once a month because I would like to finish this year. But I had done about that much, and I managed to get the full border done. The very first border. This is the only called for color that I am using. This is Midnight by Gentle Art, and this is stitched on Silvery Moon 32 count. It is an even weave. Silvery Moon by Witchelt. And I had started out doing it 1/1, but decided to do 2/2 because I didn't like how the threads looked. And I get to pick this out at some point, but it's very tiny, and I felt like it was too blocky or something. It's too tiny, and I like tiny. The rest of the colors, I believe I showed you before, but I'm using Victorian Motto colors. These are similar to the called for colors in the pattern itself. I have not decided if I'm going to switch out that one. I haven't used it yet, or this one. Would love to know what everybody else thinks. I may switch and put the lighter one in versus this medium tone blue. The pattern itself had a lighter colored blue, but I liked the darker blue. So anyway, we'll see. Love to know what y'all think. The other pattern I'm working on is Satsuma Street's Alice in Wonderland Secret Stitch Along, or Mystery Stitch Along. And she has now released 3 parts, but I have only gotten part of the way through part 1. So I did finish all the white. And this is what it looks like. There's red that goes into the outside border inside the black lines, but you can't see it because it's not there. And but all the white is finished, And I'm hoping to get at least part of the flowers into the corners. They're flowers that go in these sections here and here. But she's now released this one as well as one of these other ones. I can't remember which one it is. So yeah, I mean, I'm behind, but I'm enjoying what I'm doing. And that's what stitching is about. So, and y'all have seen the threads probably, but just in case, those are some of the threads, as well as these two. Anyway, y'all get the picture. All bright and cheerful. I want to do a bunch of those Stitch and Be Well patterns that have been coming out by the different designers. I just haven't had a chance to because I've been doing other things, and I've been staying at home a lot, but can't seem to get as much stitching time as I would normally like to do. Briefly, I have gotten just a little more done on my shawl. I have one more section, I believe, of this to do. This is just a slip stitch. And then this lace work here. This is a pattern from Hill Country Weavers. And the yarn is called, I lost the tag for the yarn. I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, it was dyed specifically for that pattern. Also available from Hill Country Weavers in Austin, Texas. Not supposed to touch my nose. Sorry. And then my sock, I have not done much on it. I haven't actually been doing a lot of knitting. I got the heel flap done on one of them. And I have the other one to do, and then we'll do the heel turn, and then we'll do the pickup and etc. That is Felicia yarn by Knit Picks. And it is a fingering weight from Serenity Fibers. 2 skeins of yarn. There, now you can actually see the colors. Aren't those luscious? This is Serenity Fibers. She's an indie dyer located locally. She is here in the Texas area. This is her cashmere sock yarn in her Luxury Club colorway for March, which is ET. And she has several different, I think she has at least 2 clubs. This one is her merino silky single weight. So this is Carnival Night. And then this was a gift because she had a birthday in March, and all of her orders, we got a surprise. And this one was my surprise, which I had to email her because I'd forgotten about that. This is Oak Mystery Colorway, Baby It's Cold Outside. It is a merino sock yarn as well. Isn't that yummy? I just love that. I can't wait to make something with those. Okay. So plans. I had told y'all I was very excited to work on Teresa Kogut's In Command, but I was waiting for the fabric. Well, I decided I would go looking in my fabric stash just to see what I might have, because we did not have it at the shop. And lo and behold, I was at the shop in Pigeon Forge a couple years ago for Christmas. And they had some Gothic. Isn't that gorgeous? Isn't she going to look gorgeous on that? That's actually what she was stitched on. No, she was stitched on Mystic, which is what this is. Nope, this is Gothic. This is Gothic. This is the called for fabric. I believe. Let me double check. She meant to have it stitched on Gothic, but it was stitched on Mystic. And I found that I had some 32 count Gothic by Picture This Plus, which is exactly what I needed. So I am going to be starting in Command. And she has 43 DMC colors for this particular pattern, which I did kit her up. Those are the colors. I can't seem to show them all up at one time, but anyway, you get the idea. There's a lot of colors. And let's see if I can spread them out just a little. Oops, I think I dropped one. I'm not sure you'll miss it. Oh, there go a few more. Anyway, my plan was to start that this past weekend. But I was reminded by Caroline from Off the Grid Needle Arts that high tea was coming up tomorrow. So I decided I would wait and do my market start then, as well as my self-care, as well as my high tea, and I could do a new start, because my goal was to get some other ones finished before I started something new, which I did. And I'm excited. I may get to start this either this evening or tomorrow. We'll see. Depends on the light. I do need good lighting for that. But so excited to start that one. And I may do a couple other starts before my next one, my next video. After all, I'm at home most of the time, and we're trying to stay home most all the time. We did go out on Sunday. My parents live in the area, so I went and did a little bit of grocery shopping for them, took that stuff down to them, and encouraging them to stay home as much as possible. Hubby's working from home, and we're getting out and going walking, but just in the general area, and cooking a lot, doing a lot of cooking, a lot more cooking it seems like than I had been. And I do cook a lot anyway, but it seems like I'm doing more. I'm not sure why that is. Anyway, I think that's it for now. And I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Stay safe, stay well, enjoy your stitching, and I will see you hopefully in 2 weeks, if not sooner. Again, my plan is to videotape on, or record, I guess that's what that's called now. We don't use videotapes anymore. I just dated myself. Anyway, to record on Sundays and get those uploaded. But either way, I will see you the next time. Y'all enjoy your stitching. Have a wonderful day.